may have clicked some, I'm not sure. Hi, this is Neil Walters, Neil's Videos, and today I have Deb, is what she goes by, I believe, and she's from her channel, which is CrystalSwaggerStick. That's a tongue twister, actually. I had to practice that a few months, a while back. Tell us about yourself real quick and your channel.
Okay, that is my channel, CrystalSwaggerStick, and it is primarily right now about Townstar and just how to play it, and just the different changes that it's been going through. It is considered still in beta, so they do change things quite significantly sometimes. And so I just like to keep everybody informed on what's going on and how to play and hopefully earn some money with it. And
Okay.
it, you know, that may change to more Gala games as they come out, but right now it's Townstar.
Great. As people know from my channel, I've been doing a lot of Townstar as well. And I think I found your channel. I was probably looking on how to do something, and then I watched one video and another one, and so on. And one thing I noticed, just listening from your voice, I'm like, this is not a, a super young lady like myself. I mean, we're not teenagers here, are we?
No, we're not.
And you said something about, I don't know if you were between jobs or looking for a job, and that's when you started looking at all this stuff. So can you tell me what happened there, and what made you get into gaming? Or were you always into gaming?
Actually, I've always been a gamer. Back when they had the Atari, where it was the Pong, where you went back and forth. I mean, yeah, my dad brought home that console for me and my brothers, and it was like, that was amazing to us back then, And then it went, in television and the different Nintendos, and playing with the computers, and my dad taught me actually how to build my own computers. So I've always built gaming computers and done gaming. I'm not particularly good at it, and when you get older, your reflexes are a little lacking. So I wouldn't say that I'm competitive, and I've played spider tanks and it's a lot of fun, but it's not, I don't ever expect to be in the playoffs playing for anything major. But yeah, last year I was unemployed. I made a move from Alabama to Georgia, and so my brother let me come and live with him. So I'm helping him out lose weight and cook for him and take care of some things. And he let me come and stay here. So this has been a great thing, a blessing. And so my nephew was telling me about Dogecoin. So I was like, well, I never really mind. I knew about Bitcoin back in the day, but I never really minded because I didn't know how. And I didn't know that YouTube wasn't around back then, I don't think. And so I didn't know how to find out how. So I didn't really pursue that. I was busy gaming, honestly. And so with Dogecoin, I got involved in that, and I made some money. And then I decided to invest that in different cryptos. And meantime, I was searching for games that you could play to make money, because that's, like, in my opinion, like the new thing coming up. And so that's what I've tried to do. And I found Gala games, and I decided to sell just about all my other crypto. I mean, I still have a little bit of ADA left, probably about 3,000 coins or something, but the rest of it, I sold it and decided to buy a node, and got involved. And I think God or the universe, whatever you want to say, every day that I did that and I got involved with it, because I think that Gala Games is the real deal. And I'm just thankful that if I had been working, I am working now, but if I had been working back then, I might not have found this opportunity. And so I'm thankful for that. And I've learned to play Town Star, and I try to help other people get started playing Town Star, because you can make money. You know about Town Star, so you realize that there is opportunity there, right? So so there is that. There are other games that I think are going to be probably equally leveraging gaming to make money. And you know, the thing of it is, you have to realize that gaming companies aren't just going to be sending out crypto and just like handing it out. It's like somebody has to be spending, right? Somebody has to be spending while somebody else is earning. So just keep in mind that, you know, you're maybe not going to get rich, but you can certainly make a good income doing the gaming, in my opinion. So that's how I got involved in it. And what about you? How did you wind up here?
I think I saw probably AI on Crypto channel, and he was talking about the founder nodes. I was mostly just looking in, you know, investing stuff, but I liked his channel, and I think it was him, but it could have been On-Chain Gaming. That's another channel I like. And then I Googled other people. They were all talking about these nodes. And what a node is, just people don't know, is founder's node. You know, it's always good to be a founder in anything, right? Like I'm in Bitcoin Ben's thing too, and we're in the founders group of that. So it's kind of cool.
Oh, okay.
But founders, a node is some software you have to run on a computer, and then we get daily rewards. Right now, it's only 6 hours a day you have to run it, but I leave mine running all the time. And then, you know, they give us, I won't say free coins, but it's basically just you're getting money back on what you put in. You just have to make sure it's running. Like I found out the other day, one of mine was down and I didn't know for like 3 days. So that was 3 days I wasn't coin. I did get an email from them later. It's actually the day after I fixed it. They said, your node may be down. I'm like, not anymore. So the email
there.
I wish it would have came a little bit sooner. And you work at home as well, right? We're both IT people.
Yes.
We both work at home. So that's kind of cool. Let's see. So do you play competitively, or do you just do the play to earn servers and just earn your daily rewards? Or how many minutes or hours a day do you like to play? Well,
as far as Town Star goes, I think it's great, and I like it and everything, but and I did play competitively, and that's kind of how I came up with, you know, the Gala tokens to buy some of my NFTs, that and my founders node. So I had the tokens coming in, but the problem, I shouldn't say the problem. The thing that discouraged me from playing on the weekly competition is that they didn't allow you to just pick any spot. You have to compete with other people to pick a spot. And a lot of people are saying that BTB, or, you know, some of these other guilds or whatever, these folks have scripts to go out and get a spot automatically. I don't know if that's true, but every time now that I go to try to get a spot, all the spots that I want are taken. And so to me, it sounds kind of childish in a way when I say it out loud, but it's like if I'm gonna deal with it and stress with it and I can't get the spot that I want to build on, then I don't want to compete. I just want to go and do my town on a monthly server. And then it just, maybe 30 minutes a day is really all you have to play, because it just enough to get those 1,000 points. But I think that's going to change with season 2, from what I understand. When I don't think they're going to release season 2 until Gala Chain comes out. But as soon as Gala Chain comes out, I think we're going to have some major changes in some of the things. And from what I understand with season 2, it may be a different type of thing. Instead of just like saying get 1,000 stars every day, they may change it up and say, create 10 blue steel in a day, or 10 cakes, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, it may be, or they may say 5,000 points today, or 20,000. I'm not sure how they're going to change it up, but I'm almost certain they are going to change that up.
I got the idea from somebody that you may have to have a more balanced city. Like right now, a lot of people do just all uniforms, right? Because that's the way to make, that's the easiest or something. Right. But maybe in the future, you're going to have to build at least one cake factory and one uniform and whatever. They couldn't really do blue steel though, because you can't do that if you're not in the mountains. So, they have to like
that. Well,
everybody can do, right? Or they could make it random. They could make it random, yeah. So maybe, okay. So that one day you couldn't even earn it at all. That would be weird.
Unless you move your city, if you're willing to move your city, and you know what I'm saying, like
we'd have to have like different player and servers. That would be a pain. I don't. Yeah.
Well, what you can do is you could have the weekly server, but you could also build on a monthly. And so you might have to shut your town down for a certain amount of time so you could go build that on the monthly, if that's what you choose to do. But my strategy in that case would just be to find a town that can pretty much do anything. Get by a mountain, get by maybe the desert and a mountain or something, so that no matter what the challenge, I can do it. And so that would just mean that I'd have to run my town instead of just like 30 minutes a day like I do now. Pretty much run it all the time, build up a lot of dollars, and then whatever the request, I can sell all my buildings that I need to and rebuild. I mean, some like gas production, have that set up, wouldn't never need to change that, but just be able to do whatever the request is. But I don't know how difficult they're going to make it, but it sounded like to me like they were saying that there will be times when you can't do the challenge just because either you have a certain setup that you're not willing to change, or maybe you're not experienced in something, or you picked the wrong location that you want. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I'm looking forward to Gala Chain for sure. So I think that's going to release or allow them to release some of the games that are, I think, ready, but they can't really, like the card game, for example, what is it, Legions Reborn or whatever it is. That's, I think, going to be, in order to make cards not be so expensive, I think Gala Chain will be necessary. And that, what is that tower? I mean, the
Fortress, Fortified.
Fortified, exactly. That game, I don't think that the pieces are going to be all that extremely expensive, but if they released it on the Ethereum platform, then they would be. Like you might need, say, 100 pieces to actually be competitive or whatever. On Ethereum, that would cost you a lot of money, whereas on the Gala chain, if they have stuff like that, then it wouldn't be that expensive.
I'm wondering, what I was going to say.
Sorry.
Oh, right now, the bad thing of the Ethereum is you have to mint your coins. Like even if a person earns their whatever 10, 20 coins a day, they have to pay $50 to get them out. And that's going to be the big relief for the smallest guys,
Well, it still will be expensive if you want to get it out and sell it. But if you're wanting to use those coins to play with or to, get NFTs, then it won't cost.
Why would it be expensive to get it out and sell it once they go Gala chain?
Well, because places like Coinbase are not going to be on the Gala chain. They're going to still be Ethereum or Binance or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Coinbase can do anything, really, I think. Coinbase can do anything. I mean, they support many different
that was just my perception, but perhaps you're right. Maybe you will be able to move your coins back and forth for a lesser price.
Yeah, there'll still be a small commission to, you pay the exchange, but that's usually pretty small.
Right. Well, I mean, like while Gala has been down, it's been down really low, like below 20 cents.
Mm-hmm.
And that's been nice if you're wanting to buy some. I don't buy any NFTs with Gala while Gala is really low. I wait for it to go up, but it's certainly a good time, in my opinion, to purchase Gala. And so I purchased like, I don't know, about $3,000 worth or so. And it only cost me like 40 Gala or something. So about 80 cents or $8 to go from Coinbase to Gala. So that maybe you're right. Maybe you will be able to go that route, but that is on Ethereum. In this
one thing I wonder, it doesn't really matter, but I'm a techie guy. Well, you are too, but it's like, some of these chains are clones of Ethereum. So I wonder if they're just going to basically like do a fork or clone of the Ethereum chain, or are they actually writing their own chain? And it probably would make sense just to do a clone of Ethereum.
That
way it works with MetaMask and everything,
Mm-hmm. I don't know how they're managing that. I kind of thought that maybe they were going to use like MER4 and Gala. They did that. It's not really MER4. MER4 is the game that they have, but it's WeMix. And
what is that? What's MER4?
MER4 is it's a game where you can it's a RPG where you can play and earn you can earn crypto, and you can also level up your character to, like, it has to be a certain level and certain power score, and then you can create an NFT with it and sell it. And so there is potential to make money there, but it's quite involved. I got a little bit addicted to that game for a bit, and I just had to stop playing it. But to me, it's a pretty fun game. And so anyway, they made an agreement with them. I forget, I made a video about it at one point. And I kind of was thinking that maybe they're using that technology, whatever they're doing for the chain, because the way that works is there is a coin called WeMix. So you can buy or sell WeMix, and then you can trade it for the crypto that they have. And I can't think of that all of a sudden. Can't think of what it's called. So, you know, there's probably a lot of different things that they could be doing. They could be creating their own. I don't know how complicated, but it seems complicated, but it might
I
not
was
be.
thinking the other day, this idea. What do you think about like buying an NFT when they come out early on Gala and then just let it go up in price and resell it later? Do you think that would be a great way to make some money? The reason I ask is I looked at I got a 10 by 10 cemetery on Miranda's, and it's like 3 times what I paid for it on OpenSea right now. And I was like, no way.
Well, they say that that the cemeteries are going to be valuable. Like if you play the game and you place your cemetery, you can make a lot of coin from people who will resurrect in your cemetery. The thing of it is, depending on who charges what, may determine how many people actually use your cemetery.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, I have so many questions. Like, do we set our own prices? Do we have to be in the game to collect the money, or do we have to hire
Yeah.
someone, or is they just click a button? Because the one thing I was going to do a brief video on one day is that in 2 of the different AMAs, Ask Me Anything things they do, Bender, the head guy, says, you know, there will be no passive income. You have to get in the game and do something. But it might be like Townstar. Maybe it's just earn a few points or something, and then you can earn it. But it's like there's so much about Miranda's we don't understand yet.
well, the thing of it is, with a cemetery, that's like a building. It's not like a deed. So you
You have
don't.
to rent. You have to pay rent, then, don't you?
Then you have to find a
Yeah, place
place
to put it.
to put it. You have to find somebody who will allow you to put that on your on their property, unless you have a deed and you can put it on your own property. Which,
Right.
But to me, Miranda's seems like it's going to be, like you say, kind of a complicated type structure, but I don't know. Maybe it'll be simpler than they make it sound, or maybe they'll simplify things for people, you know, as it starts to go. I'm not sure, but
Yeah, the other thing I was thinking is like, go ahead.
I think once you like rent a place for it, unless you have a deed and can put a place, once you place it somewhere, yes, you'll be paying rent, and whoever you're renting the land from will be getting sort of passive income from you, and then you'll be getting passive income from anybody who wants to res in your cemetery. So while yes, you have to play, I don't, unless they make you like log in every day to collect your rewards or else you lose them, then there's no real thing saying that you really have to get in there and play every day. You know what I mean?
It also makes
Yes,
me
you have
wonder
to play, but
if your soul of your deceased character will be able to shop around and choose the lowest price. You know, if there's 5
yeah.
cemeteries, how can they choose if they're dead, right? You know, I guess they can maybe, but
Well, I would think that you can, but if not, then they may do it where the cemetery that's closest to you.
and I was wondering if you teleport, does that mean like if you want to go like to another city, could you just resurrect in another part of the game, like 100 miles away or whatever mile is in the game?
Right. I don't know that if they're trying to make the penalty for death too high, in my opinion, to make that worth your while. But who knows? You know, the there, like you say, there are a lot of questions. Like if I've got like 11 characters. So if I rent one out and say you rented it and you play with it and you die, and then you're like, well, I'm done, you know. And so then I've got to come back in and pay the res and, you know, take care of anything. And it's kind of like, if everybody does that with your character, could you have your character at level 10? And then because so many people just keep renting and dying, does it just go down to level 1? You know what I'm saying? It's like, there's a lot that I don't know about, but that's the type of game that I enjoy playing. So I'm interested to find out about it.
It's one thing I was thinking, it's like, in one way, I'm kind of like the loner, I guess. Like Town Star, you just play by yourself. You don't have to deal with people. But Miranda's, you got to deal with people. You fight them. You have to go buy food, right, for your character to feed him. And you have to, you know, negotiate and do all these other things, right? So it's definitely a social game compared to like Town Star.
It is. I think it would be difficult to be a loner, but then again, it's like I have a camp, and my camp says, well, you can get a good or a decent night's sleep and a decent meal or something by staying there. So do I really have to buy food, or does me staying in my camp, you know, satiate my character so that, you know, I don't know.
That's the thing that frustrates me more than anything. These NFTs, when they come out, you have no earthly idea what they do.
Right.
Until someone does a video on it, like that new water tank, people were like, I don't know, does it just do this? Or does it do something else? Or do you have to fill it up? And finally someone will buy one and tell you, but it's like you have no idea from Gala what it's going to do.
Right. And to me, that water tank is it's inexpensive in a way. Now some people might look at it and say that it's not inexpensive, but to me it's low enough that it would be a good
entry level
exactly, because it does give a little bit of town coin, and it has a little bit of use, but one pass of water is not really, you know,
if you have a tree, right, or sugar.
Right. When I saw it, I was like, yeah, I'm not going to buy that. But I also look at it like, if I was in a different place in my investing, I might buy it just to generate 3 town a day. But I think from my investment perspective, I'm more interested in trying to buy game specific nodes at this point, because I can't afford to buy another founders node, but hopefully I'll be able to buy
you can
some
get them. It's always the race to get in there, and again, just like getting the right city, right, you have to get in and click and hope you get one.
Right. It's definitely going to be a challenge to get, but that's going to be what I'm trying to focus on, more so probably than NFTs, though I am sort of chomping at the bit for the land deeds for the Walking Dead empires.
Okay.
I would like to kind of like to buy one of those.
Are you a fan of that TV show?
No, I really don't watch a lot of TV. But I feel like
would you like to shoot zombies?
That, well, actually, I don't know how much shooting, if it'll be all like beat them up with what kind of weapons, or you know, will there be guns, and if so, then do you have to get ammo, or is it just good enough to have a gun? You know, that kind of stuff.
It sounds like it's going to be a work together thing too. Like people will have to get in a shelter, and they have to like you know, maybe one has to help you with your ammunition. I don't know. But
Well, you can kind of build up a base though. If you can build up a base on somebody else's land, but they may be able to kick you off. I don't know. But if you have your own land, then it's yours to build on. The only thing that I look at about that is if you're not able to find a group or a guild or something to gather together, then other people can just come along and destroy what you've built.
I've heard they can steal your stuff too. You can loot other people.
Right.
But if like 20 zombies come after you and you're one person, that's where you need a team or something, right?
Well, yeah, probably. I mean, they say that the farther out from like the towns that you are, the less zombies that you're going to have to, fight off. So I don't know.
So to maybe earn points, you have to stock up, go to the city, kill a bunch of them, and then retreat back to your home. That kind of the idea.
Probably something like that. Or, you start building up, and the stronger you get, then the closer to the city you can probably get. But it's like I say, it's hard to know because it's going to be PvP and PvE. So
explain that. Explain those terms.
Oh, player versus player and player versus environment.
Okay.
So it's like people can just be bullies and beat you up and take your stuff. I mean, that's, and also they can just fight the monsters and never bother you, just the environment. But from playing Mer 4, which is it allows PvP as well, then if you don't join up with a guild or something, you'll probably get bullied because, I don't know, young people, I guess, like to pick on other people. It's maybe fun to them. To me,
I'll go back to guilds. Like, how do guilds work with Townstar? And then some of them, they talk about scholarships. What the heck what's a guild and what's a scholarship?
Well, scholarships are more for like games like Axie Infinity, I think, where but we're going to have a rental program. So I guess that would be the closest thing to the rental or to a scholarship is the rental program, and that we'll be able to rent, like you might have 100 NFTs, but you don't really care to play. So you might put them all out there for rent, and then people can rent yours, and then you get a portion, they get a portion, whatever you set the portion to be. So that could be what they would be considering a scholarship. But the, I'm sorry, what was the other
The guilds. The guilds as well.
The guilds. Okay, so the guilds in Townstar, I don't know how you actually even join them, but it's like there's BTB, and then there's a few other ones that are pretty substantial, and people. The real benefit to me is what I thought was that they can, I don't know if you remember Jimmy, the neighborhood delivery guy, the neighbor delivery, that would allow people, it's like
sell to cities, town to town sales.
Well, you don't actually sell, but you could set up, like, suppose you and I were wanting to play as a team, then you could set up next to me, and and say you're up next to the mountain, but I'm up next to the river. So you could pass to me, you know, still, or, you know, something like that. And then I could have the uniform set up so that I could turn it into blue still. And so the neighbor delivery is just like a,
That looked like a little robot sort of thing, didn't it? Or
well, it's just like a little guy on a motorcycle is
I
really,
saw some once that was like a little teleporter thing or something, which I think had to do with kind of what you're talking about.
well, yeah, if you look at it close, this is like a little guy that looks like he's on a little motorcycle. And what he does, you can set it up like the whole side of the town that's touching of your town that's touching my town. You could set up one of the neighbor delivery guys there, and then you tell him what you want to pass, and then he'll deliver it every 30 seconds. They'll deliver.
How do you even know
if it's
that
available.
does it tell you, like, let you chat with your neighbors or something, or you just make an offer and they accept it?
Yes, you have to, when you go to set it up, you have to get permission, unless, like in the scripts, there is an automatic permission. I took that out of my script. I don't do that automatically. So basically, when you go to build your delivery guy, it would ask me, you know, Neil wants to deliver to your town. Do you accept it or not? And then I would accept it. If it could be somebody that you really don't want to play with, and they're just trying to be mischievous, and they maybe want to send you some wheat, and well, you're growing grapes, so the wheat's going to go in your silo and mess you up. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's, but I don't know if they'll ever bring back the neighbor delivery. But that was allowing.
They keep talking about all kinds of new things coming, so I think it's going to be things we can't even imagine yet. Stuff like that, and maybe some trading and whatnot.
Yeah, to me, the biggest thing about the game that makes me not want to be competitive is the spot that you get. It's either you get a good spot or you don't. And that to me is an aggravation that, that I don't want to deal with.
Yes. You like deserts a lot, don't you? A lot of people seem to say deserts are the best. That's one of my future things I want to try. I've still never done a desert, never done grapes even.
Well, the desert is good because of the oil seep. And
so that basically means you won't need all your petroleum pumps, your oil pumps then.
That's right. You don't need oil pumps. You just put your stuff. And also, you only need wind turbines long enough to make the lumber that you can use to build your power plant. Because if you build a power plant close enough, then they can create all the energy that you need without any more difficulty than just building that power plant.
Well, that's right, because they use oil to make the energy. Yeah, I forgot about that.
That's right.
Yeah.
So that works out well. So and they're doing a lot of NFTs where they create energy, and then they're doing those haunted ones that do the crude oil. So, if you can afford those, then that's great. But
does the oil still give
those
you
are all expensive.
all the oil you need? Like, or basically one unit or two side by side? Like, how does it spread out? Like, is it one
The
unit of
oil
oil?
seed,
Yeah.
right next to it gives you, and you know, everything has like a three tile range. It's like right next to the oil seed, those three tiles, one,
It's a 3-2-1 type thing.
they all have four. And then they go down to 3, 2.
Oh, it's a 4-3-2.
and
Oh, all the way down 4-1.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, so you want to build your refineries, or the gasoline refinery doesn't even need the oil. It's what needs crude oil would be your power plants and your refinery that is creating your petroleum.
Right.
So those ones, you want to get them within 3 tiles of your oil seep. Well, if you do that, then you've got all the free crude oil that you can use.
Aren't deserts hard though because you don't have water? Isn't it like, and you can't sell the ponds and so on?
Well, what I do is usually I put a pond right beside my oil seep, and then I build. You have to watch some of my videos where I do that.
Coming back to the desert, like I said,
The new video, they actually right now they've changed things where they give you a storehouse, and they used to not do that.
Yeah, I noticed that.
So I made a video on that, and just to show that you can work with that, whether you have any NFTs or not. I made a new starting video, and so I did it in the desert, so you can see that it's easy to start now with that gift of a storehouse. It makes it, in my opinion, much more easy even for the desert. So it's doable, and it's not the way that I did it was, you know, creating flour, and that's not necessarily the best choice, but it's a choice, and you're already set up, you know, getting the wheat and whatever. So it's just a matter of doing a windmill and getting flour going. So
One of my last starts, I did peppermint. I got rid of the wheat and did peppermint, but I had a river though. First time I had a river, it was on the Play to Earn server, yeah. But I haven't had a river since maybe months ago when I first started. And because the peppermint sells for like twice as much, you don't have to mill it.
Right.
So I like that.
Yeah.
Quick start too.
Yeah, I think that's pretty good way to get started. But if you can do wool, that's probably the easiest start that there is to me. But I have a wheat stand NFT, so that makes doing it that way a lot easier.
Are you kind of going to check out every new game they come out with? Is it, you know, you're going to play all of them, or you're just going to say, my mind can only go this many? Because they're going to have like a dozen or more before we know it. I
actually, I bought one of those globe things for Echoes of Empire, because that one to me seemed like it might be fun for me. I don't know. I'm not so much into sci-fi type stuff that much, but
is it a strategy?
It's a strategy game, and you're probably like me in the way that your mind is like feeds off of this strategy type things, analysis and whatever. And so that one, I'm thinking, it's like you say, the Walking Dead might not be a good fit for me, but probably all the games I'll try it. I don't know how much I'll play, but it depends. If I get like all called up in buying some more NFTs, it's like I say, I want to focus on the game nodes, but some of these that when they come out, it's like when the other day, did you notice that they released some spider tanks?
Yeah, I saw it. I
New spider tanks.
I don't have any spider tanks. So I'm thinking maybe I should get one of those.
They released some new ones the other day, and I think they're about to release some tiger ones as well. But
they're always cheaper when they first come out, right? They can be a lot more down the road if you wait.
Yeah, they could be because they do that tier pricing or whatever. So they go up, and then if they all sell out, then people try to put them on OpenSea for ungodly amounts. But when I saw the one that's called Blink, it looks like it's going to be a fast tank, and then they had like a laser that I was like, oh man, that would just be that would be cool.
You just need one tank to play then in that game? Or do you need,
yes.
I remember 3 something, or do you work with two other people to have 3, or is it just one on, can it just be one tank? Or what?
You work on teams, and I'm not sure if they're going to have set numbers of like, will they have 3v3 or 4v4 or 5v5, or is it always going to be on a team with X amount?
So do they randomly assign you to a team, or do you get to pick your team members?
Well, they're going to make it where you can pick your own team members, but right now they have made it where they automatically assign you to a team. But when I've played it, you don't always get the same number. Like it might be 3 versus 2, or something like that, 4 versus 3, something. So I don't know if that's because it's in beta, and I haven't played, honestly, I haven't played beta for probably a couple months, but
maybe they look at the strength of the things too, right? Some things are faster, powerful, whatever.
Yeah, they're supposed to be doing like, not necessarily whether or not yours is like a stronger tank or a faster tank or whatever, but like based on rarity. Like you're not going to be in a common tank fighting somebody in a legendary tank. Sure. You know what I mean? So I think they're going to do things like that to sort of make the matches more even, so that it's going to be based more on skill than just you go out there and wipe everybody out because you can afford the baddest tank around, so that will be a consideration. But I think the original tanks that they had ancient were perfect all the way through. Like they're already leveled up as high as they can go in there, and they did perfect. But the ones that they sell now that are ancient, they don't let them be perfect all the way to the end. You still got to level it up a little bit, maybe a few levels or something. I'm not sure exactly what levels they go to, but
you just have, the more you play, you gain experience, and then it
yeah, I think your tank gets experience. But here's the thing: if you have, like, say you have an uncommon tank, and you get enough experience that you can go up to the next rank, and I don't know if it'll be like, maybe take 5 levels to get to uncommon or what, but I mean to uncommon. But yours is common, and you've gotten enough wins or however enough to level it up. If you level it up, I think it'll let you see, like it'll say, well, you got not a perfect score. So your tank will, if you level it up, your tank can never be perfect, but you can go up to the next rank. So at that point, you would have to make a decision about whether or not you want to level that or not level it. If you don't level it, then you start and build that level over, or that get that experience over. You know what I'm saying?
I've never even played it, so I'm just kind of imagining.
Well,
it's not play to earn now either, right? It's just right now it's just play, and then eventually they're gonna make it play to earn.
That's right. So I'm not exactly sure how much, I guess you're gonna get some coins for every win that you do, but I don't know really how that works. So it may or may not be like a really great game, may not be much as far as play to earn, but hopefully it will. And hopefully that if you have a founders node, and you and I both have one, they'll give some tokens for that. Like that, kind of similar to what they do with Townstar.
Back to Miranda, she said you had like 11 characters or bunch, whatever. Yeah. You can't play them all at once? We don't know yet. Why would you need so many? Are you going to rent them out, or is like you just want to see what each one can do, or like?
Right. They do different things, and it kind of depends on what they're. I don't know how really difficult it's going to be. One thing is I might enjoy playing one over another. Like I might rather be a seafarer, but then I have a cartographer so that I can make maps. Well, because probably my seafarer will need maps and maybe other characters. So it's kind of like I have a dwarf that's the Glimmering Clan. So they're supposed to get more when they mine, they're supposed to get more ore, right? So could that potentially make me more money because I can get more ore and then sell the ore? Or also I have a ironsmith or weaponsmith, whatever the smith dwarf is, so can I get that? And then can I make, use that iron and then sell it at a more upgraded state, or what? So really, I don't know. But another thing is, if they're talking about how you need to eat and sleep and whatever. So if I play a character and then I've got to wait a while before I can play him more because he's got to recover. Well, then if I've got more characters, then I can play this one, and when he need to recover, I can get on another one and play him. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know how it's going to be, and who knows? I might not even like playing the game, but knowing me, I probably will.
I think it was kind of cool on their demo. It was like the day and night happens like in, was it 5 or 7 minutes or something like that?
Yeah, it's really quick.
So that would make sense. Like if you needed to sleep every night, it only takes you 1 minute or something, or 2 minutes. Right. I don't know.
They're going to change that up, but
demo. Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. It's hard to say what it'll be. I hope it's not. My fear is that it'll be one of those games where if it's like 1 hour of daylight and then 1 hour of nighttime, and your character can't see or it's too dangerous to roam around at night, then you're going to have 1 hour to play.
Be boring.
And
You know,
the
they don't
rest
want you to
of
be bored.
the next hour you'll be sitting in town waiting for night to be over. So I hope that's not what it turns out to be.
Go to the tavern and sing songs or something.
That's right. Well, I do have a bard, or the long song halfling or whatever he is. I don't know. But I like bards in those kinds of games. And so I was like, well, that might be worth having. And that might be my favorite character, but we'll
All
see.
your gaming, have you ever tried Second Life?
No.
It's not even a game,
No.
technically.
It's not a game.
No, it's like one of the first things where it was a virtual world. It's been around at least 10, 15
Oh,
years.
well, no, I've heard of it. I've never.
I did
played
it way back, like, I don't know, like 10 years ago. And every couple of years I'll just go in. It still looks the same. It's like people do talk and chat and they do things. And I tried Decentraland just briefly the other day. The nice thing about it was based, but once I got in there, it's like, hey, what do? You know, there was no challenge, or there was a museum. Okay, like I saw some NFTs on a wall. I'm like, okay, I'm kind of bored. What's next? And then the other one, Sand. What's that one?
Oh yeah,
Sandbox.
Sandbox.
I've not tried that. I know you can buy land too.
To me, though, here's the thing, and people are like all hyped up on the metaverse, you know, but the problem is, if I go somewhere and I want to play, I don't want to walk around and look for the Easter eggs. I want to actually go to a game that I want to play and play it and have some fun. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not interested in going and seeing what people who really don't know how to develop a game or whatever and go see their creations. It's, to me, that's not fun. And to, like you said, okay, go to a museum. Well, that's not fun to me either. It's kind of like, if I want to see other people's NFTs, I probably want to go to OpenSea and see if there's some I can buy. You know, I don't know. I'm kind of funny that way. But what is that game that is really popular, that is where kids like to play it? It's
Computer Axie or Infinity or
no.
Pokemon,
It's not blockchain. It's Pokemon was
Minecraft or
yeah,
Minecraft or Minecraft.
Yeah. I think it's Minecraft. So I wouldn't probably see the value in that, but it's very popular, right? So I'm not saying that those won't be popular, but they won't probably ever be popular with me.
Right.
So it's and you know, when you look at it right now, Gala, if you go to what is the website called? Let me hold on one second. It's CoinMarketCap. If you look at the top gaming coins, Gala right now is number 4, and so they've got room to grow. They're not like ahead of everybody, maxed out market cap wise.
I think I heard the other day they're 55 out of all coins, and that's even with the price, just what it is now. I think. I mean,
well, it's been fluctuating. I think today it got up to 50. Let me
A
see.
day or two ago, it jumped up like, I don't know, seemed like 20, 30, 40% in 1 or 2 days there.
Right. And let's see, today, as far as the rankings go, yeah, they're number 55 right now.
Yeah, 2 days, it's gone up 50%. Wow, I should have bought some, right?
Well,
And
I
sold.
bought some. I'm ready for it to go. There are people who talked about in March that that coins are going to go back down because of the feds or whatever, but then they'll, bounce back, of course. To me, so far February is looking pretty good. They're kind of coming back right now. It says that Gala for 7 days it's up 63%. So
well, we've been about an
pretty
hour
good.
already, so
Yeah.
I think we should do this again, maybe every month or something. We'll see, right?
Yeah, if
What's-
you want
do you
to,
have-
let me know. I've enjoyed it.
Any final advice, like just for Town Star people, like what, any parting words?
To me, if you want to buy the coins when they're low, and if you want to buy NFTs, then wait until the coins are strong, because the way Gala works it, they say like one Gala is one Gala, right? One token is one token. But they won't let you talk about this stuff in Discord. They'll ban you or time you out for a day. So what you have to realize is if you're going to buy off of the site, they determine how many coins that you have to spend to get it based on actual US dollars. So wait till the coin is at its highest value that you can stand away in US dollars before you actually spend it on the NFTs. But buy more coins when the prices drop really low, like town coin was about 14 cents. I saw it on some days. So, if you buy it really low like that, you'll end up better off, in my opinion. That's my strategy as far as, and also I'm looking for buying game nodes and not necessarily NFTs. So let me ask you the same question.
What do I recommend for Town Star people? Well, if you want to do the play to earn, I would say save up and get you some good NFTs. The wheat stand and I think one of the water tower. Everybody needs water. I just bought another water tower a while back. So one of the I think I have rare, but even the one below that, just some kind of water is a good one to get started with.
Yeah, those certain NFTs are useful for a multitude of things. So yes, the water is useful for growing whatever plants that you're growing. So yeah, I agree. That's probably.
And someone had a trick a while back where like you can take your water towers off and move them. And so that's the way you can like get a pond going faster. You can put the tower next to a new pond, let it, just get its 1 or 2 more water it needs, and then put it back wherever you had it before, which is kind of cool.
Right. That's I feel like I always do that. And one thing that you could do is when you're first starting out, you can move your water tower around and water these plants. And once they get ready to grow, you can move that water tower and they'll still grow. You know what I'm saying?
But the pond goes down once you take the water. I didn't know they'd go back down. Like the other day, I put one next to a pond.
Oh,
I thought, okay,
yeah,
I'm
the
good. I
pond
moved
goes
it, and then the pond went back down. I'm like, that's not what I want.
Yeah, I've kind of learned that lesson as well. But as far as the plants go, though, you can put it next to these plants, let them start getting ready to grow, and then move it over here, then these plants will have the water. It's stuff like that can be helpful when you're first starting out, but you don't want to sit and do that on the regular. It's like you want your town to kind of be passive in that you can just start it, let it run, and whatnot. So
I'm gonna stop the video here. Thanks everybody for watching. Check out CrystalSwaggerStick. How did you get that name? Last question. How did you come up with that name?
I just really kind of like it just came to my imagination.
What is a swagger stick? What is a swagger stick?
Do you remember General Patton?
Yeah.
He had this little stick that he would put under his arm.
Okay.
Right. That's a swagger stick. It's like something that people in authority have had, you know, I don't know really any purpose other than to maybe slap it on the table or try to intimidate somebody, or just they thought it was cool. Something
Show your swagger. Show your swagger then, right?
So that's right. And so that's you know, it's authoritative, but it's also Crystal is a little fragile, right? So
just stay on. I'm gonna stop the video again. Thanks everybody for watching our channels, and we will talk to you again soon.